Hello traders, and welcome to PL Capital's Market Review. Today is October 28th. The time is 5:40 p.m. Central Time. Markets are closed. Going to look at the S&P and oil today. So let's get started. So how about that price action on the S&P? I did not see that coming, I have to be honest. Yesterday we were over in this range. And then after hours, this is Amazon reported, market tanked, and it stopped in this zone. Yesterday, I thought that I said that I thought this was all a leading diagonal, and I had that wrong. On the ES, which is for the S&P, this is clearly three waves. I was looking over at the NASDAQ a lot yesterday, and I had this as all a leading diagonal. But seeing this price action today, I was expecting, if this was a leading diagonal, I was just expecting a correction, a much smaller correction. This is really, really looking strong here on the NASDAQ. But as you can see on the NASDAQ, it didn't break the top, where on the ES, we clearly broke the top. So now I have to go back and relook at this. So I thought this was an A and a B and a C. And then when this started just going up, I had to relook. And I don't know why I thought that this was a C, because this is three waves, and that's what I had. But a C would not end in three waves. So this is making me rethink my counts. So instead of an A, B, C, we got one of two things. This is W, X, Y, X, Z, or this is all a leading diagonal. And I'm still thinking that this is all corrective. And so that this is W, X, Y, X, Z, and not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason for that is if we look at the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, it's basically the same structure, going up. But here you can see that this came down and broke this low. So this is 1, 2, 3 up, WXYXZ coming down. So 1, 2, 3, WXY coming down. So that's W, X, and then 1, 2, 3 up for Y. This is the X wave. And that's because this low broke that. If it stayed above and then was starting to go up like the S&P did, like this didn't break down here. So that's why I'm thinking the NASDAQ is making WXYXZ. And then once it breaks this top, then we should be coming all the way down to break the low. So that tells me that this is WXYX, and this is in the process of making a Z. So it's going to go up just a little bit more, just in time for the NASDAQ to go up and break the top, and then reverse. And then just to be sure, this will be the zone. If this zone were to hold and this price action came down in three waves, and then from this zone it started going back up, then we got something else going on that I cannot see at the moment. What that is, I don't know why the NASDAQ would be making a corrective type pattern. But then if it stops here and goes up, then this to me looks like leading diagonal correction and going back up. So I kind of see the S&P will be stalling out here. It's probably going to correct. I mean, if this is, I see if we zoom in just a little bit, looks like 1, 2, 3 up, and then probably got 1, 2, 3 down. I would expect if it's going to be reversing soon that this will be 5 waves up. So they'd have to drill down deeper, but basically, I mean, there might be a correction, but then there's going to be one more up at least, and that should give the NASDAQ time to go up here and break this top for the Z wave. So that is what I'm seeing now that I review all this. So a little bit more up on the S&P, probably, correcting down and then going up and then starting to come down, which will be interesting because that'll be coinciding with FOMC on Wednesday. Everyone's obviously expecting Powell to raise rates by 75 points. But, because everyone knows that, I'm not really sure what the market reaction will be because I doubt that Powell will give any indication of what they're going to do in December. And I think that's the key one. November, I think everyone has that baked in, that it'll be 75-point raise. The last couple FOMC meetings, I mean, the day of, the market has shot up and quite substantially. So that's why I see this as being really interesting, because it seems like everyone knows that they're going to raise 75, so there's going to be no shock when he does. But yet, we're kind of what I see as being near the top here. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. So let's go over and take a quick look now at oil. And as I said yesterday, we had these 5 waves coming up, and I was expecting price to come down into this zone. And I said yesterday, look for some type of reaction in the 88 down to 87 level. Well, it came straight down to, 87.08, like almost to the tick. It came down to the bottom of the box, and it has since kind of rocketed up. So to me, this looks very much like we've got our strong impulse up, we've got an ABC correction down, and now this ABC will be 1, this ABC will be 2. This is 5 waves for 1 of 3. Here's 3 waves down for 2, and we're going up for the 3rd wave of the 3rd wave. So we're going to have what looks to be like an ending diagonal, or it could be a leading diagonal, but then that means oil is really going to be shooting up. So I really believe that oil is going up to break 93.64 for sure. And then when it gets up to this point, then we're going to have to see the reaction that happens to figure out the next wave that they're making. So we got 1, we're going to have 2, and then this will be 1, 2, and this will be 3 up here somewhere. 3-wave correction down for 4, and then 3 waves up, breaking this top for 5. And then, like I said, at that point, then we're going to have to see if this whole thing is a leading diagonal, which means then there's going to be a correction and then going up, and then that means oil's going at least to 100, I would guess. So a lot more to come, but that'll be playing out in the weeks, if not months ahead. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing oil has more room up, and I see the S&P has got just a little bit more, complete the Z wave, and then start trucking down. So that is what I'm seeing. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.